What's up, people? So today we're going to be checking out the Sofabaton X1. So I've really been looking forward to checking out this remote. If you haven't already seen, I did a review of the Sofabaton U1, which was my universal remote of choice up until now. So I want to thank the people for Sofabaton for sending this out to me so I could check it out. And let's go ahead and let me tell you what my first impressions are. So I've been using this remote for a few days, and I just want to go over some of the things that I like about it, some of the things that I don't like about it, and if I think it's a good purchase. So for one, let's first look at the remote itself. Sofabaton has gone away from the actual battery, so now all you have to do is plug it up to your USB Type-C cable. In the packaging, it comes with this remote. It comes with 2 IR sensors. It comes with 2 USB-C cables, and it comes with the hub. Now, the remote itself, they went away from the number layout, so now instead of the numbers, all you have is the actual volume, your wheel, and they made the screen a lot bigger. And I can tell you one thing, the screen quality is a lot better than it was on the other model, so I definitely like that. Now this wheel right here has a rubber finish to it, so it's a nice tactile finish. Then you have your scroll wheel here. All the buttons to me feel really good. The build quality is top tier. Some people may like it, some people may not like it, but I like the fact that this does not have a battery. All you have to do is plug it into a USB-C cable and charge it up. So I've charged this up when I first got it, probably about 3 days ago, and as you can see, it's still on 100%. So I'm guessing this battery will last a good amount of time, so I'm not really worried about the battery draining or anything about that. Couple things that I found interesting about this remote does not have an IR blaster on it at all. So when you're using this remote, you're relying on it connecting to the actual hub. So that might not be a big deal for some people, but for me, I actually, on my last Sofabaton remote, I had it synced to multiple TVs around the house. So if I had to, use it on another TV upstairs, if I lost the remote for some reason, or if I needed to use it in a different room, I could just grab the remote, scroll to whatever device that was, and then use the remote. But since this is linked to the hub now, and it has no independent IR blast on it, it's not going to work unless it's in reach of that hub. So that's kind of a downer, especially for a remote of this cost. This remote runs for about $180, so it's not a cheap remote, but it does do a lot. Of course, a lot of people are going to be wondering if this is the replacement for the Harmony Elite remote. I don't know if you know, but Harmony is pretty much going to discontinue that remote, and they're saying they're going to support the existing remotes, but we all know that's eventually going to go away as well. So everybody should be looking for a replacement to their Harmony remote. Now, I actually was using the Sofabaton U1 in replace of the Harmony remote, which is a $50 remote, and I really like that remote, so I definitely had high hopes for this remote. Now, another thing is, as you can see here, let me go over to my devices. So these are the 3 devices that I have set up so far. I'm put it up on the screen. So these are the 3 devices I have set up so far. I have my theater TV, my receiver, my fan, and my projector. So something that was kind of curious to me, you can't put space, like when you put in the names, you can't put spaces. So it has to be like, if it's a 2-word item that you're putting in, you have to put it back to back. A small thing, but I thought I might mention that when you type in the names of your devices, you can't put spaces in them. Now, a benefit to everything being controlled through the hub is when you're actually aiming the remote. So let's say, for instance, or if in my theater room I have my fan, which is placed behind me. So normally what I would have to do is I would have to reach back like this to try to, get the remote aimed at the fan. But like I said, this has no IR sensor, so everything is controlled through the hub, so I don't really have to worry about where I aim this remote. This remote could pretty much be underneath the covers and it will still work, because all it is doing is relaying the message from this onto the hub, and the hub itself is shooting out the blast. So that could be beneficial in some areas, especially if you have a lot of your AR equipment in a cabinet. You don't have to have it visible. You can have everything tucked away out of sight and still able to use this remote. Now, as far as capabilities on this remote, it uses IR as well as Bluetooth. So if you have any remotes that work off of Bluetooth, say like an Amazon Fire Stick remote, you'll be able to sync this remote to that Fire Stick with no problems, because like I said, it has the built-in Bluetooth. And that's also the way you can use this to turn on, say for instance, your Xbox or your PlayStation, all through the Bluetooth, which is very valuable, something you don't see in most universal remotes. Now, another thing I didn't really like too much about the remote, so as you can see, like say for instance, if I wanted to turn the TV on, if you look around this remote, it has no power button. As you look, it says off up there, but no power button. So the way you would actually have to go in to turn the device on is you had to click on it and then scroll to where you see power on, and that's how you turn the device on. So no dedicated power button, which I thought was really strange. No dedicated power button. Now, of course, you could probably, if you wanted to have a workaround, you could probably program any of these buttons as a power button. But when you're using the default codes for your device, once you put your manufacturer and model number, it doesn't have a default power button, which I thought was weird. So to be fair, all of these small issues I have with the remote are something that could be easily fixed through a firmware update, minus the power button. But again, like I said, there's always a workaround to that. And I had to mention, the rep that contacted me from Sofabaton told me to be on the lookout for a big update coming to this remote. So definitely make sure y'all stay subscribed, or get subscribed if you're not already, so you can check out that video when I release it. So I'm definitely going to be shooting out that video when that new update comes out. It's supposed to be, you know, upgrading the remote a lot and then adding some other features. I did see in some other videos mentioned that this will eventually have Amazon Alexa support, as well as a lot of support for smart home devices. Now when that happens, that's going to take this remote to another level. I really like this remote. I like the feel of it. I like the way it looks. The screen is 10 times better than the one that was on the previous version. So I really like that. I really like everything about the design and the build of the remote, how it feels. One thing I don't like, the back button. I feel like this back button should be down here next to the scroll wheel. So instead of me having to reach all the way up to go back and navigate through this menu, it would have been nice if it was like right here, or you know, either side of the scroll wheel. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints with it. So I'm going to be on the lookout for that update from Sofabaton so I can test it out, and I definitely will be shooting out another video when that comes out. So again, this remote is retailing right now for $180 from Sofabaton. Definitely on the expensive side, but this is probably going to be one of your best alternatives for the Harmony remote. Like I said, it has multiple device support. You have support to set activities. So a lot of the same features that the Harmony remote has. But again, like I said, this is a new release. Definitely a lot of room for improvement, but I think they have a good foundation here with this remote. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions about this remote and you're thinking about getting one, drop them down in the comment section. I'll be sure to get to them. I also have the link for this down in the description if you want to check it out on Amazon to see what the current pricing is. Again, right now it's $180, and I think they actually have a 10% coupon right now. So if you want to check it out, all that will be down in the description. All right, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.